Alright, so a lot of you guys have asked me about the process. Evan, what process do you take when you make a painting? And I've had so many DMs and emails on this question. So this is kind of like the almost new series, I guess you could call it. So I'm gonna be taking you guys through what it's like to create a painting from start to finish. So when I first think of a subject I want to paint, or I think I want to do a painting, I go online probably. I either draw from a picture that I took at a specific location, whether it be like the East Coast or like Europe or somewhere like that, or somewhere I've never been but I want to go, or like some famous musicians like John Lennon. I probably do a day or two of research about them, watch some documentaries, read some articles about them, some blog posts about them, and then I find probably 5 images that I want, that I really like, and I draw different aspects from each one, and I combine those into like a PowerPoint document. And after that, once I've taken like the best parts from each of the pictures, I start thinking about like the composition of the painting. So maybe do like a couple quick sketches in like a notepad about what it will be like. Then I go get my supplies at an art store. So I usually go to Art Noise in Kingston. I get some canvas, some paint, some paintbrushes and everything. Then I go down to my studio. Usually I try to listen to, if I'm painting a musician, the music that they've made on my record player, or like if I'm painting a specific landscape, like kind of like the music that's traditional to there, I guess you could say, to kind of just like immerse yourself in the process. And that's when I start painting. So I do the background first. I put down some water on the canvas and some paint to kind of get an idea of like the shading that I want and like the composition that I want in the painting. And then after that, I go over with some black paint with a fine brush and kind of like draw out a little bit of like the lines of where the face is gonna be. And that's when I actually start painting. I start filling it in with color. That would take about like a week, I would say. And then after that, I go back, like rethink composition, everything. So like the whole process of the painting would probably take a month-ish, I would say. And then after that, do some finishing details. I go with like a Sharpie or like a paint marker and kind of like highlight some areas. So it may be like a black marker or like a white marker. Let's say I was filling in some eye parts where I want some highlights on. If I was doing like a landscape and like I had like the water where like the sun or the moon was like shimmering off the water, I'd put some highlights in there with a marker. And those would be some finishing touches that I would do, or just like filling in like little pieces of color that weren't completely filled in. So sometimes as well, if it's like a multimedia, I use like a lot of records in my painting sometimes. It's almost like spin painting, so I take the record, put it on the record player so it spins, and then I like drip paint on it so it makes like a spiral almost. I put either some gold leaf on that afterwards, or something to kind of like enhance it and give it some highlights. In a couple of my paintings, I've actually used like the record as the sun. In some musician paintings like John Lennon, I've used it just like in the upper right hand corner. And as well, when I'm doing landscape paintings, I do like a lot of Nepal and China. I take like a lot from the traditional styles and how they would have painted like maybe 1,000 years ago or something like that. So I like use like the traditional ink that they use and everything. And then I get some handmade paper that was made there with like some designs of like dragons or like waves or anything like that, and actually plaster that on to the painting, and then I actually paint on top of that. So there are like a lot of different layers that go into my different paintings. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed watching and kind of like the process of me going about my artwork. It was pretty cool for me to kind of explain and tell you guys kind of what I do during my painting. But I just wanted to tell you guys a bit of something. So I'm doing a conference next month called C2. So it's run by the same people who run Cirque du Soleil. So pretty much it's a conference for kind of creatives and like entrepreneurs who are looking to expand their kind of like skill set, I guess you could say. So I'm going to be doing a 5-minute speech there. As well, I'm going to be running a workshop, and I'm going to be doing live painting as well. So I hope that will go pretty well. So I'll tell you guys more about that in the next episode. But stay tuned for that, and always guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe, comment, like, and be sure to turn on your post notifications. See you next episode.